First Maccabees chapter 2. In those days, Mattathias, the son of John of the tribe of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Joarib, rose up from Jerusalem and settled in Modin. He had 5 sons: John, called Gadi; Simon, called Thasi; Judas, called Maccabees; Eliezer, called Averon; and Jonathan, called Apphus. He saw the blasphemies taking place in Judah and Jerusalem, and said, "Alas, why was I born to see this, the ruin of my people, the destruction of the holy city, and to live there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, the sanctuary into the hand of foreigners? Her temple has become like a man without honor. Her glorious vessels were carried away into captivity. Her infants have been slain in the streets, her young men with the sword of the enemy. What nation has not inherited her palaces and taken hold of her spoils? All her adornment has been removed. In place of freedom, she has become a slave. And behold, our sanctuary, our beauty and our glory have been laid waste, and the Gentiles have desecrated it. Why should we live any longer?" Then Mattathias and his sons tore their clothes, put on sackcloth, and mourned exceedingly. Now, those from the king who were enforcing the apostasy journeyed to the city of Modin to make them offer sacrifice, and many from Israel also came with them. So Mattathias and his sons gathered together. Then those from the king spoke to Mattathias, saying, "You are a great and glorious leader in this city, and supported by your sons and brothers. Now come, be the first to follow the decree of the king, as all the Gentiles and the men of Judah have done, and those who remain in Jerusalem. And you and your sons will be among the king's friends, and you and your sons will be honored with silver and gold and many rewards." Then Mattathias answered, speaking with a loud voice, "Though all the Gentiles in the house of the kingdom of the king obey him, and each turns from the worship of their fathers and chooses to follow his commands, my sons and my brothers and I will continue in the covenant of our fathers. Far be it from us to forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not obey the words of the king to turn aside from our worship to the right or to the left." When he finished saying these words, a Jew came forward in the sight of everyone to sacrifice upon the altar in Modin in accordance with the king's decree. When Mattathias saw him, he was filled with zeal, and his heart trembled, and poured forth anger and judgment. Then he ran and slew him upon the altar. So he killed the king's man who wanted to offer sacrifice at that time, and he tore down the altar. Thus he had zeal for the law, just as Phinehas had against Zomri, the son of Salome. Then Mattathias cried out with a loud voice in the city, saying, "Everyone who has zeal for the law and holds to the covenant, let him follow me." So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left behind whatever they had in the city. Then many who sought righteousness and judgment went down to the desert to live there, they, their sons, their women, and their cattle, because evils increased severely against them. It was also announced to the king's men and the soldiers in Jerusalem, the city of David, that certain men who had scattered when the command of the king was made known had gone into hiding in the desert. Thus many ran after them, tracked them down, marched against them, and engaged them in battle on the Sabbath day. Then they said to them, "Now come out and do the will of the king, and you shall live." But they answered, "We will not come out, nor will we do the will of the king to desecrate the Sabbath day." So the enemy rushed into battle against them, Yet they did not answer them, nor did they cast a stone, nor did they block up their hiding places, saying, "Let us all die in our innocence. Heaven and earth will testify for us that you destroyed us unjustly." So the king's men rose against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they died, along with their women, children, and cattle, as many as 1,000 people. Then Mattathias and his friends grieved for them exceedingly. So each one said to his neighbor, "If we do as our brothers did and fail to fight against the Gentiles for our life and our ordinances, they will quickly wipe us off the earth." So they resolved on that day, saying, "Every man who comes against us for battle on the Sabbath day, let us war against him, and we shall not die as our brothers did in their hiding places." Then the synagogue of the Hazadeans gathered with them a mighty army from Israel, everyone who willingly offered himself for the law. Everyone who escaped from evils was added to them and became their support. So they formed an army and struck the sinners in their wrath and the lawless men in their anger. The rest fled to the Gentiles to be rescued. Mattathias and his allies also surrounded the altars and tore them down, and they circumcised the uncircumcised boys by force, as many as they found in the mountains of Israel. Thus they pursued the sons of arrogance, and the undertaking prospered in their hand. They took the law out of the hand of the Gentiles and the kings, and did not allow the sinners to dominate them. Then the days approached for Mattathias to die, and he spoke to his sons, saying, "Now arrogance and scorn and the time of destruction and furious anger have been strengthened. Therefore, children, be zealous for the law, and offer your lives for the covenant of our fathers. And remember the deeds our fathers did in their generations, and receive great honor and everlasting fame. Was not Abraham found faithful in trial, and it was reckoned to him as righteousness? And Joseph, at the time of his trouble, kept the commandment and became ruler of Egypt. Phinehas, our father, showed true zeal and received a covenant of eternal priesthood. Joshua fulfilled the word and became a judge in Israel. Caleb testified in the assembly and received an inheritance in the land. David, in the mercy shown him, inherited the throne of the kingdom forever. In his great zeal for the law, Elijah was taken up into heaven. Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael believed and were saved from the fiery furnace. In his innocence, Daniel was delivered from the mouth of lions. Thus, understand from generation to generation that all who hope in the Lord will not be weak. Do not fear the words of a sinful man, because his glory is like manure and worms. Today he will be exalted, but tomorrow he will not be found, for he returned to his dust, and his purpose will perish. Children, be courageous and strong in the law, because you will be honored by it. So behold, Simeon your brother, I know he is a man of wisdom. Listen to him every day, and he shall be your father. Judas Maccabeus, mighty in fighting from his youth, he shall be the leader of your army, and he will fight the fight of the people. And you bring forth with you all those who are doers of the law, and seek justice for your people. Repay the Gentiles in full, and hold fast to the ordinance of the law. Then he blessed them and was added to his fathers. So he died in the 146th year, and was buried in the tomb of his fathers in Modin. And all of Israel mourned him with great mourning.